No.
We're checking. Oh. Oh. Oh, the ball's in the net. He's offside.
Oh, that's what the yes was about.
Shambles
Some
for
finish,
Onana
right?
again. Just saying.
Right. This is set. Mike is good.
No,
Wonderful.
your mic's not good because we can hear you.
Oh, right. Cheers, Johnny.
Anytime, pal. Yeah.
Have you got this? You got this on the your Xbox dashboard, Johnny?
Got what?
It's like the moving, like animated, like dashboard background for Madden.
No.
If you like, I can tell you how to get it. It's on the.
I don't even know what it looks like, so I'm not on your stream at the moment.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Horrendous decision by the linesman, by the way.
It's basically just Saquon Barkley doing the jump. You can see like camera flashes in the background.
Soren, you are losing to a team whose sponsor on the back of the shirt is literally winner winner chicken dinner. You are getting beat off a PUBG team.
It's funny, it's true. Ferrante, good to watch F1 GP while racing in GP3. Well, don't take your eyes off the road. Be terrible. Cam's happening, man. Kind of early. Said for the first time in like a while, we're actually early with we're getting everything set up and just trying to adjust the mic so it's not going to be so like staticky. But yeah, so it's pretty much nearly time to go. Lobby's open pretty much about now, and then as we usually do, the quali will start at like around about 9:40. So race should be commencing about 10. Race should be done by like 10:45, 11ish, depending of course on any incidents and stuff. I've been good, Cams. I've been good. It's all right. Said it's just a chill out week. Still, like I said, all like the kind of FIFA admin stuff gets started again next week. So it's just kind of like a kid waiting to go back to school, is the only way I could describe it. I'm not looking forward to it, but it's got to be done. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. Just been enjoying Madden. The Madden League for VFL kicked off, doing streams for that. So, yeah, it's just kind of enjoying the end of August. Any way to describe it. It's the most peaceful period of the fucking of the year for me.
That's what's really is fucking awful, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
All I've done is loaded up a game, and it boots me out of the party, and then when I go on to my friends list, there's no one there anymore. It's just all gone. Everyone's
all offline? Or, okay, I thought you meant just like they all deleted or something. That'd be funny.
But it's just, how does that happen? How do you fuck up menus that badly that I go from Sky Go?
Your noise suppression is now just turned off.
Yeah, I'm just trying to sort shit out, trying to get things to work.
I'm not trying to piss you off, Matt. I do apologise.
It's just the whole thing's a fucking mess. But I'm not even coming up in my own party overlay now. What is going on?
What is going on here?
Am I coming up in everyone else's?
Yeah, you are. What is going on in the house of loot?
It's just a fucking mess, isn't it? There's
He'll
no
be
other way
your
of
Man
describing
United
it.
fan.
Hey.
Current topical humour.
Well, Johnny, if you're interested and you're not really into the vroom vroom in the background, I can tell you that Finley, Safe and Noof are going to kick off in a couple of minutes as well.
Oh no, bad news. Comeback's on.
Oh,
Emblemo.
Oh, don't celebrate. It's League 2, mate. Come on.
Hey, tidy finish. But you're playing Grimsby, lad.
Decent. So hard. I'm so sad. I mean, don't celebrate.
Right, what
Like,
did you
to be
say?
our first win of the fucking season.
completely shut up. I got completely distracted by the fact these little monks are actually going to come back. Good talk.
Wait, what did you said? Shut up! I got distracted.
Yeah, no, I told someone to shut up because he's celebrating a goal against a League 2 side.
Oh.
What did you say?
I said Noof and Finley Safe are going to kick off in I think about like 10 minutes or so.
Could be a background.
Yeah, thought you would like that. What is United score? Just woken up. It's 2-1 to Grimsby at the minute. United just scored 75th minute, so they were 2-0 down.
Yeah, I'll celebrate what the fuck I want. Shut up.
All right.
I'll celebrate your fucking downfall when you get relegated.
Speak for yourself, man.
start inviting
Oh,
people.
no,
I've not,
no,
I've,
fucking hell, he nearly missed
I've
kicks
not,
the
I've
free
not,
kick
I've
in
not
the
really looked at who's actually racing. I'm just inviting everyone that's on the funds list and hoping for the best.
Your roster is in the chat.
I know, but that involves looking.
Ah.
No.
The thing is, GP3. I know there's one person missing, but GP3 is normally always fine. It's like everyone's always there.
Yeah.
They love they're here for the sport.
Yeah, GP3 are a bunch of good cookies.
Yeah,
GP3 is an entertaining lot, but like I said, that incident at the end of last week was funny. It was brilliant.
That's what I'm trying now. I can just go in and just invite everyone that I have added and just be like, yeah, whoever hasn't got one,
yeah,
make yourself known.
We missing any ballers tonight, Dan? Are we missing Louis Welch? Is he going to claim the championship tonight?
He should be here. He absolutely has a chance to clinch the championship tonight. I believe he just needs to. We do the math here. He has a 39-point lead at the moment, so he just basically needs to not crash. If he gets a point, it's pretty much over.
It's fair. It's fair.
Is anyone else missing?
As long as he outscores Kissy, or Kissy doesn't win the race and he finishes no less than, I think, 5th, he takes it. So I can put in the numbers as we get them when the race finishes, and we can declare a winner.
That's fair. What about the actual constructors? What about the team constructors? Is that still open or not?
Yeah, constructors is also still on, but much in kind of the same territory. Kissy and Ryan K are pulling up in second, but but Welch and his teammate Ryan, the GP2 champion, who's going to be the stand-in at Aston Martin for the foreseeable future, currently ahead by 44 points. So pretty much, if Welch outscores Kissy, then they're in pretty good shape, especially with no Ryan K tonight. So the challenge makes it 10 times harder.
Yeah, Ryan K is going to be absolutely sitting there just watching this masterclass of a Grimsby performance. So,
oh yeah,
I think to be him. You want me to spam anyone and DM anyone, Matt? Not Matt, fucking Dan. Sorry.
I'll abuse people as necessary.
Okay. Wonderful.
Oh, I should have put Spotify on before I loaded up the game and set up the lobby.
Silly man.
Because EA games always like to do the thing of like you go off of it for 2 seconds. It's like, oh no, quick resume, we'll do that. Reconnect to the EA servers, please. Like, oh well, okay.
All right. Well, sit back, relax, and wait for a little bit. Top tier. Meanwhile, quickly check any football news. See if I've missed anything.
Right, we've got how many? Who is missing so far?
Yeah, there you go. Grimsby Town's squad value tonight in the 11 is 3.1 million. United's is 769 million.
Jesus.
Yep.
Is they suck?
Yeah, they do.
I really don't like it not coming up in the party over there.
Why, you're a sleuth, you're a ghost. Yeah, there you go. AC Milan made contact to try and sign Christopher and Nkunku. I would be happy with that. Be very happy with that.
Send Ferrante one again. He's loading up.
9 minutes for United. Can they do it? Will they do it?
Hopefully not.
I imagine we're going to have a couple again down that are coming in mid-quali, I imagine.
Yes, Surtu will be quality, and then that's the only one that I've been informed of so far. I know.
PRC Victory, maybe, or not? I know he was a bit late last year.
He's on his way. There's a few of these guys that don't have me added, so it's a bit of an
That's
extra
fair.
step to get him in here. So
That's fair.
give him an extra minute or so.
35 laps, by the way. Is that a lap around here must be quick then, if it's 35?
Yeah, it's about I believe it's like a 1:12 lap time.
Jesus, okay.
Yeah,
it's fast.
It's a very short track, a lot of corners, not a lot of places to get past. Just right back.
I don't know if I like the shorter tracks or the longer tracks. I feel like there's more focus and concentration required, obviously, in a longer track, but there's more chance of a bit of a fucking bump and grind on a shorter track.
Yeah, I mean, with as many corners as there are, you get the field can kind of spread out pretty quickly. So, it's one of those. We could see, turn one chaos. But at the same time, we could also see Louis Welch just do his usual 2-minute down the road and races over by lap 10 thing. So, I think it very much depends on the first corner. The first corner is just known to be carnage, both in the game, and in real life. So, it's just kind of one of those where you have to survive the first lap, and then you're in good shape.
Who the fuck are we missing?
Go on, Matt, yell. Scream, Matthew.
Oh, that's true. Missing the other guy as well. The one that's meant to come in. He's not here.
Oh, they just subbed out Diallo for Xerxes, by the way.
Mailbag isn't here. That's one of the people I did invite. So, Luca, you here? You're here. Compo, you here? Oh, you've changed. Is he changed his name again now?
Oh, there's TRC Victory. Easy.
Yeah.
He's here.
Ferrante, are you here yet? No, Ferrante's still not here.
We just need Michael. Surtees joined during quali. I don't think Michael's gonna make it tonight. He does appear to be dead. Let's see.
Give him a message.
Eddie.
We've got all of our subs in.
DS10, Momo. Oh, there's Ferrante. Let's go.
I think that's just going to be it until we get 30 in, so.
All right.
I think we're just going to tell these lot to go because I don't know where the rest of them are that are meant to be here. Apart from
we can go ahead.
Oh, Hippo Man's in as well. Yeah, I
green
think
light
let's
things.
go. We're missing 2 people. DS10 and someone else. I can't remember who it was now.
Michael has extra fucked this one off. Not for the first time.
Oh, and the other one that's not here is the fill-in that's meant to be filling in, obviously.
The fill-in of the fill-in.
Send them all off. Off they go.
All right. We're in quali as well. Fantastic. Fantastico. All right. Dan, give me the synopsis then of Hungary. You said to me it's not going to be a track with a lot of overtakes. It's not going to be a track where you're going to maybe see too much danger. But you described it as more one of the boring tracks on the calendar. Is there any sector?
How the fuck have they not scored?
Is there any sector? Is there any kind of part of the track where we can maybe see a safety car or a bit of death, or would it certainly surprise you if there was a safety car at all tonight?
Safety car definitely likely. Again, turn 1 is always a bit of carnage, especially on the opening lap. Turn 2 can be much the same. It's kind of the into the downhill left as you exit the second of the 2 DRS zones on the track. But yeah, there's the problem with Hungary is it's very narrow. There's not a lot of places to really go side by side to the point where you can actually kind of line up an overtake. So you end up more just behind people. Then you get the dirty air off of them. Your tires and brakes are heating up. And at that point, it's so much more difficult to pass that by the time you get back on the straight, you're no longer really in a position to overtake again. So I think the challenge tonight will just be survive the first lap and a big strategy game from the guys out here. And I think some might, it's usually a one stop around here. But you may see a couple guys try to go for a 2-stop and just throw a wrinkle in everybody else's plan.
Okay. Well, it looks like we're going to get some clean weather, of course, during quali. That may change during the race. Did see last week the potential of some rain towards the end of the race. We did get a little bit of drizzle, but not too much. One's coming in, Dan, at the midpoint. Surtees never on time. Beyond that, again, you know what it's like. A couple of the FIFA guys started the season, they couldn't hack it. So I think...
I have to double check and look down. I don't know if you want to message the filling guy that was meant to fill in. Because he's the only one that's missing. I don't know if he's not knowing.
He should know. He asked me before if he was needed.
Yeah,
shoot him a message real quick.
He hasn't said anything to me or anything tonight, so...
Got to think as well, Dan, that with this...
I said constantly that, if anyone's not in, make themselves known. Equaliser.
Oh, they equalised. Does it go to extra time if they equalise?
Straight depends.
Oh, that's a shame, innit?
So we're quality, so the guy's got to jump here. If he...
Harry Maguire.
Harry Maguire!
Funny.
If I hear back from him, I'll let you know.
How many we got in GP2 tonight anyway, Matt? You got what?
I'm GP3.
Oh, GP. How many GP3 got?
We're supposed to have 18, but we're 17 at the moment.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting to see that guy turns up or not.
So what about GP2? How many comes on GP2 there?
14 was the registered attendance for tonight, so...
Yeah. So I mean, Dan, with the... as in Yam Yam down in the chat. So I mean, like the lower you go in the GP, the more the attendance is higher, because obviously the easier it is. So that a lot of the guys, again, like Hughes 96.
The GP3 guys are absolutely like
they love it.
They're buzzing for it.
Yeah, they love it.
Wednesday, yeah, they're counting down the hours.
You had guys in here, Simpson, that for example, like Hughes 96, who was like awesome back like 2 years ago and was constantly competing, did like a couple races and was like, nah, CBA. And he's like an older, like 11th FIFA guy. You got like Nico, who was a really good driver as well at the beginning of the race or beginning of the season, just dropped out because he just CBA'd because, again, he said he had too many leagues to do. I say he just couldn't compete with Louis Welch because this guy, Louis Welch, in the Aston Martin, who has said
is the future.
That is, it's his one and done season. He is so fast that people that maybe think they're good at F1, they come in, they see him race, they race against them, and then they're like, yeah, nah, don't want to do that for 12 weeks. So, yeah, you got to give credit to the guys that are showing up consistently. So yeah, it is what it is. Like, I think the big thing as well is that a lot of people liked the game, and then a lot of people didn't like the game. So it's just kind of a case of after next week when the season ends, just kind of recalibrating everything and getting the divisions kind of balanced with people that are, going to be interested. And I think as well, the fact is that Louis Welch is, as of this moment, I mean, he's welcome to stay, but at this minute in time, the fact that Louis Welch is departing, there seems to be a lot more excitement about next season because this guy in the Aston Martin has just felt for the entire season like he's unbeatable. So he's only lost one race when he's been here. And that was due to a kind of incident of, I think, incorrect strategy at one point, which is a mistake, a brain fart cost him. But other than that, he's always winning. He's always winning. So it's one of those, you know, it's like going up against Man City every week. Are you going to be totally motivated? It's one of those.
Kieran putting in a pretty good time of 1:15.5 there. Welch is on a lap already.
We do a league against. Well, we plan to do this league the entire year, Dan. Like the next season for this is starting up. Obviously, next week is the final race. Then 2 weeks after that is when we start season 2. So I believe the plan is, what is it, 3 seasons or 4 seasons this year? I have no idea.
We're shooting 3 seasons. So
there you go.
It'll be the final race, 2-week break, and then we'll be right back to it. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, 1:14.7 for Louis Welch as expected. And when does this usually come out on EA Play? Like the new year?
Yeah, kind of. It's usually more like the Black Friday deals.
Okay.
You know, they get it there. I think they usually do like the usual like 60% off ahead of that, and then it's released on EA Play. So I would say Black Friday you might see it 60-70% off, and then you know, around Christmas, New Year's, or whatever, it'll be free reign for everybody.
Yeah, there you go. So I think a lot of people right now as well just kind of sat there, said, because they started releasing or talking more and releasing more news about kind of FIFA on socials today. So I saw like a big spike. It was like last week, barely anyone I saw was playing FIFA. And then like they released a bunch of shit today, and it's just everyone's back playing clubs today, just chomping at the bit for it. So again, you know, people have got to find something to do. There's still another, 3 weeks until the new FIFA comes out. So, you know, we're just trying to do our best to kind of tide everyone over with some F1, with some Madden, and with some UFC, so forth and so forth. But yeah, like I said, so far Louis Welch, no shocks, no surprises, leading the way, and looks to be the man to beat once again. Quali, of course, is a whole different kettle of fish compared to the actual race, but the reality is 1:14.7 here in Hungary today is pretty damn fast to say the least. But yeah, I think a lot of people as well probably going to join in. Maybe you'll see Surty join in after these penalties. The one thing Surty does not want to do is miss the quali, of course. So you've got to be in before quali ends. But yeah, we'll go around. Of course, we'll stick with. Let's go and have a look at Chizzy. Of course, usually a kind of driver that's in the top 2, the top 3. Him, Tiller, VRL, Kieran, Welch. That's usually your kind of, you know, Champions League top 4. So when we have a surprise entry into that tonight, Benchwarmer usually does well when in these situations. So we'll see tonight if maybe he can break in once again or not. As of now, half of quali down, effectively. With 10 minutes here to go. Estimated race start time tonight will be pretty much bang on 10 o'clock. And then, yeah, like I said, about 40-45 minutes, give or take, for the actual race. And then where do we finish next week, Dan? What's the last track of the calendar? Is it a nice one, or is it an interesting one, or a boring one?
We will have Austria. So definitely a lot of action around Austria, but if you think this lap is short, Austria is like a 1:04, 1:05 lap time.
Is that going to be the shortest like lap time we've had all season, or have we had a track shorter than that? It's the shortest
lap time on the entire F1 category.
Oh, okay, all right.
So,
well, how many laps will that be? About 40 laps?
Yeah, I think it's 37.
Wow, okay.
Something like that. Yeah. It's much higher speed than this track, so
But
you will notice that we have gained one of the Ferraris. Hodgson managed to get his game working. I guess he had some sort of storage issue where he downloaded it onto like an external, and it wouldn't run for whatever reason. So he's managed to fix that.
Oh, all I saw was that we gained 30.
Yeah. Then we've got 30 as well.
Oh, so 30's here and Hodgson's on his way.
Yep.
Oh, okay, cool. There you go. 14, not bad at all then. Not bad at all. For a grid tonight in GP1.
And it's penalties.
Oh, there you go. Hodgson has just joined now as well. So there you go. 8 minutes for the stragglers to set a time. Right now, though, they'll be looking at Louis Welch and saying, what in the Lord do I have to do? Yeah, it was Chizzy
just had a
spins off the track
on one of the final corners. Yeah, he lit up the rears by the looks of it, because that was just pure oversteer.
Well, we'll go back over and have a look and see a little bit of Sean Tiller. Maestro on the FIFA pitch and Maestro on the Madden fields. We'll be looking for another high finish here this evening. Him and Adversary have had, let's say, mixed fortunes throughout the season. One race day they'll both be high up there. Next race day they'll both be kind of struggling. Middle of the pack. Tiller are usually the higher finisher out of him and Adversary, but obviously we did have a good race last week. I will give him credit for that. Dirty Hippo as well, another one to watch in the Kick Sauber on 16.2 at the minute. I mean, looking at these times so far then, Dan, it's like, what is slow? I mean, are any of these times slow? I know as we talk about Louis Welch being fast, but like, is someone that set a time so far maybe, I don't know, just looking a little bit off the pace for you, or everyone looking about right?
Not necessarily off the pace. I think both McLarens would look to maybe move into the kind of mid 116s. Obviously, we know Tilla, who's nearly just spun out.
Yeah, he nearly just
lap.
had to keep control there, had to keep grip. That's something.
Nice little power slide through the end of the middle sector. But yeah, I think both these guys are going to be looking to dive into the mid 16s if they can. It'll be interesting to see what Tilla's time is as he comes across the line for this lap. He'll probably have lost 2-3 tenths with that slide. Yeah, so he's in 16.8.
Yeah, 16.8. So, it's an improvement.
Yeah, I mean, if he's setting a 16.8 and he's still having that little struggle out of that corner, he's going to have time to go back in, throw another set of softs on, and kind of get one more lap in. But I think Adversary's probably in that same boat. He's on his out lap right now. 17.5 is definitely below his standards, which are already pretty high, but he's going to go ahead and start his lap now. Yeah, interesting. I think it's interesting. We kind of play this game every week of where do the Saubers finish, because they're either both right up there in the thick of things, or they're both plumb last that have crashed out. So I think it's going to be kind of fascinating. Benchwarmer just set a purple first sector, so you know we see Louis Welch put up another
just
14.2.
14.2 is insanity at this point.
It's just insane.
You can see why people are celebrating his departure if he is gonna.
Yeah. He's definitely one of those where you come up against him and you're like, all right, well, we're fighting for second here, lads.
In fairness, Kieran's done well. I mean, yes, he's more than a second behind, about a 1:15.5 for Kieran. Always talk about his kind of concentration, his ability to keep calm and focused when on the track, but a 1:15 so far in quali for him, not bad. We'll see what Surtee and Chizzy tried to do here. Of course, Chizzy, like I said, top 3, top 4 usually. Ready to set his time here with 4:52 left. Seems like it's that last sector so far, Dan. I've seen a couple. I think I've seen Tiller nearly, bin it there. Seen Adversary nearly kind of bin it as well at that kind of power slide area. I think we're about to see Chizzy come up to it, if I'm not mistaken. It's this kind of sector coming up here, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, this corner that Chizzy's coming up on right now is very clumsy. It is very, very clumsy in these cars.
The Wilkie guy saying he can't do quali even though we're halfway through it. How do you get it to work?
He needs to pull up the spectator menu and select a car.
Okay.
So, yeah, just press X and then A on the cars, and then go over to whichever car he's in for tonight. But no, I think a couple of these guys in this GP1 lobby are going to be saying to themselves, hang on, I might have a shot here, because I've seen Chizzy put in a purple first sector. I've seen Benchwarmer put in a purple first sector. So obviously Bench invalidated his lap at one point, and Chizzy, a 16.0, but he's good enough to know exactly where he needs to improve to kind of climb into that 15 range. I don't think he's going to touch Welch, who's almost 2 seconds quicker than him. But, give Kieran a run for his money, and, Ryan, his GP1 debut is.
I was gonna say, are you surprised
right
are you surprised by Rye's quali time so far? Well, 1:16.1, like I said, his debut today. Is that impressive for you, or did you expect that from Rye?
I expected him to be pretty competitive. I don't think P4 right now with 3 minutes to go in quali competitive, but he's good enough. He's the GP2 champion for a reason, so he's definitely deserved all of the plaudits he's gotten this season.
There you go. So he'll be a permanent fixture, of course, next season. As new GP1 entrant. You have to wonder how he will fare tonight, though. Some of these heavyweights, like Welch and Kieran and Chizzy and also Tiller. Well, as bench warmer said, may well 13th at the minute, but stay there for too long. I was gonna say, really it sounded like Kieran's car was struggling there, like he was just kind of sitting in the same gear here, Dan, just kind of bumping it at third gear. Is that a thing, by the way? Do people prefer racing on manual or like automatic gear change in F1? Or is it just purely preference? There's no kind of benefit.
Manual's definitely going to be better. The thing with F1 is the more assists you can turn off, the more the game will typically reward you. So, if you can get to the point where you're no traction, manual gears, you're going to find a lot more success in the game. And mainly because with manual gears, you can kind of have a bit more control of your car. You can engine brake a bit better, you can get rotation, you can get grip, where others on automatic probably won't be able to find that. So, definitely a benefit to turn off as many assists as you possibly can. Well,
that's happened as well, Dan. And there's Kieran spinning out. Well, you'd rather that happen now in quali than in the actual race. As Dirty Hippo is also taking third place on the quali, 1:16.018, and Chizzy right behind the 1:16.031. So Rye dropping from 4th to 5th there. So again, a little bit of an incident there for Kieran, but like I said, you'd rather it happen now than in 4 or 5 minutes time. And sadly, to everyone's disappointment, Grimsby Town have just missed a penalty. So it does look like United are going to get away with one. But they may win this game. They may win this game, but Jesus Christ, they suck. They really do.
They may win
Onana tipped it under the bar, if you were wondering.
Yeah. It will be absolute party atmosphere at Old Trafford tonight as the £790 million squad beats the £3 million Grimsby Town. Unbelievable. Congratulations, Manchester United. Yeah. Unbelievable. All it took was subbing on Bruno Fernandes and Buemo and Delict against a team that probably half their players didn't even know existed. Unreal. Well, the countdown begins for the end of quali here, as our 14 drivers are pretty much ready and raring to go at this point. And again, I wonder if that kind of that final sector, that final kind of turn where we've seen a couple of people have some grip issues. I wonder if that's going to be a haunting factor or not.
Chizzy, 0.002 of a second faster than Kieran.
Yeah,
on that final lap.
That is something, by the way. 1:15.560 to a 1:15.562. That is that is as close can be. That's something. Hodgson, he'll be happy enough to start at the back in 14th. There's worse things that can happen. I mean, listen, in 14th at least, you don't have to worry about the riffraff and behind you and to the side of you. But there you go. We are pretty much moments away from beginning our race tonight. Of course, if you're in GP1 and listening to this, do not not ready up until Scarata gives you the green lights. And let's have a clean race tonight, fellas, but decent quality indeed. Hide this for down in his records. There we go. All right. Perfect. Cool. Okay, so do your setups, do everything, but please do not ready up. Do not ready up. As we get ready for this one. GP 11 in Hungary. I mean, it does look coming from the side here, Dan. It does look a bit overcasty, so it's not going to be sunny weather.
Doesn't look doesn't look great. I could definitely understand that at some point we got some weather in this race.
Does rain turn this from a pretty kind of standardized, quote, boring track into a interesting and strategic track?
I'm gonna be honest, it probably makes it worse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it gets it to a point where everybody's on the same strategy. Everyone's on the same tire, and there's no... Oh my god. Cunha's penalty just got saved.
Oh my goodness.
It's 4-4.
Ha ha ha. Oh, we're still praying for a Grimsby W, lads. We really are.
Try to see if Hodgson's back.
Speaking of, that penalty was fucking tragic as well.
Oh,
that was one of the penalties that have ever been taken.
Yeah.
I've seen passes over 2 yards with more power than that shot.
Wait a minute, so if United miss here, they're out.
Grimsby need to score, then United misses.
If Grimsby score, then United miss again, then they're out.
Okay. All the drivers are huddling around the monitor at the minute.
Yeah, they've got the engineers in there. Oh, Nana's dived over it.
What an absolute flop.
Spoilers!
I'm going to try one more time.
Imagine being behind the American, Matt.
There he is.
Couldn't be me.
This guy go for you.
Please,
give Hodgson some time.
Let there be a god. Let there be someone upstairs. Well, it just says at the bottom, Hodgson's joined, so...
Yeah, he was restarting his game because he had no force feedback, so...
That's fair.
Which is pretty necessary if you don't have any traction on, so...
That's fair, that's fair. Boo! Dude, imagine it gets to the point where the keepers are taking pens and Anana fucks his. Brilliant. That would be something.
Hodgson should be ready to go.
No.
And we can be ready to rock and roll. My timer has gone off.
Okay. We're at a green light, gentlemen. A green light.
The light is green.
For GP1, it's a green light for GP1.
Flipper one.
We are ready and set to go. For 35 laps of sheer pandemonium. Well, we hope. Will we see drizzle? Will we see rain? I guess we'll never know. Here we are. Best of luck. And this is a go. Here we are then. So let's get the tyres on as well. As the first corner.
Wide.
Yeah. That's very, very...
Made it. There's
the Red Bulls come together there, yeah. Now, Dan, let me get your immediate thoughts. Early days, of course, you talked about this being a one-stop potentially. We've got the majority of the lobby here on mediums. You've got Chizzy on softs, and you've got Tiller on hards.
Chizzy on the softs.
Oh.
He's spun in the turn 2.
Well, that's not ideal. Well, I mean, that opens up the question then. So softs, was that a terrible idea? Was that a genius idea? Similarly, it was a terrible idea.
Yeah, he's trying to get as many positions as he can. This track is all about track position. That's why qualifying is so important. And so starting on the softs allows you to kind of work your way up the field quickly. But the issue is that then your tires go off quickly, and then you kind of become the conductor of the train. But losing all of those positions so early on, he's got a lot of work to do now. But Chizzy, with his track record, he's quick, so he can make his way through the field pretty quickly. He's bumping Tilla as they go through the clumsy corner back onto the main straight. So he's already on the charge.
Well, this is a picture that we've seen so often in the last couple of weeks. Kieran chasing down Louis Welch. It may well be one of the final times that he has to worry about chasing down Louis Welch. Just a really good second half of the season from Kieran in regards to kind of his comeuppance through the standings. But is he going to be fast enough tonight in Hungary to kind of joust Louis Welch and at least make this championship winning track one where he does it in second place rather than first? As we said, every time Louis Welch races, it's effectively a win. Only once when he's raced in this season so far. In the previous 10 races has he lost. So, yeah, a difficult one to maybe overcome there. In terms of stats and figures, so far, no real signs of any kind of hanky-pankiness here, Dan. It seems maybe that little scuffle on the first corner with the Ferraris kind of connecting, but beyond that, it's a pretty routine, all in one line, orderly fashion type racing at this minute in time.
Yeah. I mean, aside from these two out front, everybody's kind of just biding their time. Interesting to see what Tilla does. I don't think Chizzy passing him is that bad of a thing, but the problem that Chizzy's going to have is he's got to battle through this train led by Liam, and then the second train ahead of him led by Hippo for third place. So they're all going to be getting DRS off of each other down the straights, and with those soft tires, he's going to be losing out a lot quicker. You can see that he's struggling with them so early on here. Just on the third lap, he almost lost the car coming out of the first turn, and he's about to lose touch with the pack in front. So I think Tilla's probably going to get him here soon.
Well, for now, you keep your eyes on that. We'll keep our eyes on this kind of really tight chase between Kieran and Welch. Said Kieran did have that spin out in quali. That will be in the back of his mind, especially around these kind of corners here. Is this a very penalty heavy track as well, Dan, or not so much?
It can be in a few spots.
Yeah, it is.
Corner cutting wise, it
Yeah, it can be. It is one of those tracks where if you do try to go on an adventure, you will be punished very quickly. So if you're not punished by the game, you'll be punished by a wall somewhere.
And Kieran spun it! Kieran's binned it! There's the spin! And just like we saw, Kieran is in huge trouble now because he's spun it right round near the finish line, and he has dropped himself down to 7th. A similar spin to what we saw in quali. Not in the same area, but he's down in 9th position there. Got a front row seat to that. And Louis Welch now is having a Sunday drive. Nothing but just dust and particles behind him. He is loving it.
Lost the car again. Those tires now are going to be super heated. And he's got shadows right on his tail.
Not the way that he wanted to. I mean, look at Adversary, though. Adversary leading the pack now as, again, realistically, as always, people have said, second in these races with Louis Welch is as good as first. Well, the chase now for second is wide open. The chase for podium is absolutely wide open. And I can tell you, if you are interested in this Man United game, it is on to keepers, lads. The keepers are on penalties.
Benjamin Sesko, 10th penalty taker, by the way.
For those racing, I can tell you that Grimsby Town's keeper has scored.
Kieran's had another moment. He's fallen all the way down to 12th.
What is it? Just
from the keeper as well?
Yeah, Onana has also scored his penalty for those racing, so we will start all over again. It is a long night of penalties between Grimsby and Man United after 11 penalties each. All of these penalty takers down.
An incident, and that's going to be a clip I won't be able to put in because it was Craig that was involved.
Oh, right. And there is Kieran speeding into the Kieran's head firmly off the shoulders, 5 laps in. That spin absolutely sending him west. And I'll tell you this much, that's a big, big name out of the race tonight. Kieran retiring in the pits after not one but 2 spins. And now it's all about who can get the top 3 tonight. Kieran has been in the top 3 for the last 2 or 3, or I think 2 to 4 weeks in general. So a great opportunity now for adversary Hippo and Kemi and even Benchwarmer to kind of stake their claim. Even Rye on his debut here tonight would love to make a top 3 finish. This would be something.
Yeah, I think in the eyes of the championship, if Chizzy wants to keep this alive, he pretty much needs a safety car at this point. He's pitted off those soft tires, gone on to the hards, and he's just trying to keep this race alive at this point. He might catch back up a little bit once all the medium runners head into the pits, but he's got a lot of work to do, especially because I would imagine he's going to probably try and stay out the rest of the race at this point. I mean, we're only 6 laps in, and he's already having the pit, had a spin.
Oh, Hippo going in for an overtake on adversary and gets... Oh, does he get it? They're right next to each other, neck and neck, but no, adversary keeps the... they're going to be connected and maybe get a bump. No, they don't. And there you go. Chizzy, if you didn't just clock that, Dan, going in and pitting and gone on to hards here, lap 6.
Yep. Just what I was talking about earlier, he's got a lot to do. Oh, that's very, very close for Hippo on
I can't lie. He is being very aggressive.
Yeah, and you can see that adversary's charging that battery. The lights on the back of that McLaren flashing like crazy.
Yeah, like a Christmas tree.
He's under 10% battery. And so I think Hippo, with as powerful as DRS around here is really going to look to get past the McLaren here on this coming straight. The issue is that he's then got to try to break that DRS, because if they come back to the main straight and the adversary is still a second behind him, we're just going to be right back in the same spot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just quickly going back to the other sport.
Oh,
the absolute fucking
and lads, for those racing, Embuemo has missed his penalty. Grimsby Town have won. Embuemo misses penalty number 13. Grimsby have won in the Carabao Cup. Man United are out. 2 missed penalties from United. Cunha penalty number 5 and Embuemo number 13.
Oh, both. Oh, what a signings.
There you go. Grimsby Town through. Soren comms.
Oh, there's a picture there.
Oh, it's crazy. There's no comms for the in-party Man United fan. Oh dear, Ruben. Oh dear, Man United.
The one thing that did happen as well is that at one point, I think it was after the 11th or 12th penalties, they showed the losing manager like having a laugh and chatting with all the subs and everything on the Grimsby side. And then the very next thing you see is Ruben Amorim on the bench, arms folded, like rested on his knees, just looking down at the floor, completely and utterly depressed.
Well, there you go. That makes everyone... Oh, if you're not a United fan, that probably makes your Wednesday evening, to be fair. Definitely makes mine. Well, listen, now back full focus to the race after all those hysterics are done and over.
It's a invasion.
Dirty Hippo continue. I tell you what, though, Dan, I really say this again. The way that adversary has kept on defending the second place position is really great. Dirty Hippo coming in at lap 6 to pit. Is that surprising to you?
Well, it's a little bit early. Yeah, I wonder if Hippo's basically said, right, well, I can't get past him on track, so I'm going to give myself some clean air and try to get past him later on and see if I can kind of undercut him a little bit by going in earlier and then coming back out onto the track and just trying to put in a monster outlap. But yeah, it's given adversary a nice little cushion to play with. 1.3 to Kemi, so he's clear of the DRS, but Kemi's pushing really hard here. I think he understands kind of what's at stake. If Kemi doesn't push right here to stay in this DRS, he's more or less relegated to P3.
Do you think as well, with Hippo pitting or coming out on hards, Dan, does that maybe give you some sort of indication that maybe the drivers know that rain is potentially maybe coming, or what does that take? Is that just a strategy where they just want to stay out there for as long as possible? Why would you 8 laps in come off mediums and go onto hards? Do you like that? Do you not like that?
I think it's more just a strategy decision. I think Hippo's saying, right, well, if I can just rag these hard tires as close as I can to the end. A safety car, anything. He just needs the medium runners to pit. Him and Chizzy, I mean, it looks like they're battling right here. They really aren't. They actually need to help each other, get the DRS, and then get forward. But the biggest winner of all of this right now is Chontilla.
Yeah,
the guy who
absolutely
started on the hard tire is now reaping the benefits of that because he's kind of nailed the strategy here. The issue is that Louis Welch has just pitted as well, is now behind him, and Louis Welch into turn 3 has got the move done up into 4th place.
He's just too good. Him and Rye, I think Rye falling on his feet here to have a debut as the GP2 champion and being paired with the inevitable GP1 champion. It's double gold at Aston Martin. And again, maybe Rye will be a little bit impressed by what he's seeing from Welch tonight as well. Team-wise here, though, Dan, who are you most impressed with? Maybe, obviously the Aston Martin, but I don't know, a little bit concerning about the Kick Sauber 9 laps in 10th and 11th, or not too deep into the race yet we can really be concerned about any team's position?
No, I don't think the Saubers are in too much trouble right there. Great teamwork from Rye, by the way, understanding that Welch obviously on a different strategy, going to get past him anyway, may as well just let him through. Don't fight your teammate, help each other out. I don't think the Saubers are in too much trouble. They both just pitted, so they'll work their way back up the field. Adversary into the pits as well. Looks like a fresh set of hard tires for that McLaren. So I think the driver to watch the rest of this race is going to be Chontilla, because he can drag these tires out for probably another 6, 7, 8 laps maybe, and then lob the mediums on, and he'll be the fastest man on track for probably a solid 5, 6 laps. So interesting too that Kimi just on those 9-lap-old mediums just cannot hang with Louis Welch on fresh tires. It's just not going to happen.
It's the same with Rye as well. You got to think the only real man that can maybe make a statement here is Tiller, but again, 9-lap-old hards against Louis Welch's 1-lap-old hards. I mean, like I said, it just feels like, again, Dan, that Welch has played this picture perfect. The strategy's been great. The driving's been phenomenal. Just in both kind of segments of strategy, of timing, no one can beat this guy.
Yeah, I think, at this point, we're not even pondering a race for the lead until maybe the last couple of laps when Chontilla can bring those mediums to the end, if he's even able to come near. So, Ryan to the pits, Liam Y into the pits as well for Red Bull.
But what about Kemi? At what point is Kemi going to need to take those mediums and put them in the pits, Dan? So 10-lap-old mediums now. Is it the next lap for you if this was you?
Yeah, it's got to be a Mercedes plan to keep him out and try to make his hard tires a little bit better than everybody else's near the end of the race. He's going to rather take the hit now than at the end of the race, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So he would much rather do a couple extra laps on these and get the tire difference at the end of the race rather than do exactly what everybody else is doing and be in the exact same spot that he was before, which was off the podium. So, Kimi's been one of those guys where he's been floating with a podium all season. He's come close multiple times. I don't believe he's pulled it off yet, if my memory serves me correctly. I can go ahead and check that now. Yeah, Kimi, 2 6th place and 2 4th place. So he's right there when he's stepped in reserve. And any team that's had him in reserve has been very thankful for his services, but not quite yet at a personal level to see one of the steps of that podium. And I think kind of his plan tonight is to go ahead and change that, and by doing it with a change in strategy.
Well, for now, I'll tell you, we're rooting for Kemi to maybe get that podium finish. Tiller, though, wants as high of a finish as possible. Like I said, it's open season. You'd think with Kieran departing, with Kieran, retiring early on, with him out, it would be the kind of standardized 3 that you would say in any particular order: Louis Welch, Tiller, and Chizzy. So for Kemi, for Shadow's Gunner, it's a great kind of start to life in this race. Like I said, about 1/3 of the race through now, but it's about that consistency. Can they hang on and keep that race for the podium alive. Like I said, for these guys that don't often get the podium, to get a top 3 finish would give them confidence, not only going into the final race, but also going into next season, where realistically you'd be thinking there'd be a lot more kind of spread and a lot more kind of a contest. You just have to think, with Louis Welch not in the picture, just think about how tight this would be right now. We'll be in lap 12, Dan, looking at Kemi and Tiller very much having a battle with Shadow's Gunner just right behind them. And again, this is with the knowledge, knowing that Kemi's also got to take a pit at some point. Kemi does not go in though, Dan. He still stays out here on those lap 11 old mediums. So we're going on from 11 to 12 laps now on those mediums. At what point is he going to start to really panic about maybe those wheels bursting, Dan? Is it getting to that point or nowhere near yet?
He's getting close. I don't think he's going to see any more laps after this one. He really does probably need to bring that car in. Shadow's going to ping up a 10-second time penalty. He's speeding in the pit lane as well.
Yeah.
But I think he definitely needs to bring them in now. You can see he's just losing time to not just Tilla, who's same age of tire, but the difference in compound is really showing.
Whoa, that's potentially something to cling on to in terms of hope.
Yep.
Louis Welch with a 3-second penalty, but again,
late safety car, that could cause a problem.
It could.
I think right now the two guys at the biggest disadvantage are the two Salvos. Kizzy is the cork in a green bottle at the moment, because both Hippo and Benchwarmer have been sat behind this Williams for probably the last 2-3 laps. And adversaries just said, thanks very much for the DRS, fellas. I'll cling on to that. And, just trying to get their way through. And they just can't. There's no way through for these two guys.
Well, Hodgson there has retired in the pits there. So the Ferrari out of this one. 14 started, 12 remain. And, of course, as well, another 3-second penalty coming for TRC victory due to multiple warnings. Bit of a train here in the middle of the pack, though, Dan. Adversary, Benchwarmer, Hippo, all very much kind of chasing down a top 4, top 3 position as of now. So that should be an interesting one to keep our eyes on, as Rye is also just on the verge of joining that train as well. Not too far away. Of course, he's racing behind the ghost of Surtee, but yeah, an interesting one so far. It's a question I was going to ask you as well, I forgot earlier on. For these hards, realistically, how many laps can you get away with on hards? 20 laps? 18 laps? 17 laps?
At this stage of the race, I think Till is obviously going to be the litmus test for a lot of these guys to just see what these tires can do. Kissy's probably going to be the most interested in that. Does he need to pit again? Can he stay out on those? Till is going to tell him that information. I think we could see 22 laps on these, especially as the fuel loads get lighter and these cars get lighter. You're not putting as much stress on the tires when you're burning off the kilos of fuel in the car. And there goes Kimi into the pit lane. So just as we suspected, this was the lap that he was going to come in.
Again, for Shadow's Gunners there, Dan, not another penalty is what his team will say. He's now up to 13 seconds. TRC victory also taking one little one earlier on, up to 6 seconds now for him. So the battle to try and get into the points in the top 10 becoming more and more tricky for those two.
Yeah, and I can go ahead and input things as it stands. But yeah, as things stands, Louis Welch is your driver's champion with 20 laps to go and 1 race to go. But Chizzy, obviously, in P3 knows he has 27 seconds and some change to separate himself, and probably some Louis Welch misfortune to also take place.
There you go. Well, as well,
if he wants to change that.
A great recovery as well from the kick salvers. They were down in 10th and 11th a couple of laps ago, now up to 4th and 5th. So just as you think Dirty Hippo and Benchwarmer are out of the conversation, they are right back into the conversation here in these positions. So really good so far. And again, you want to see Benchwarmer do well, want to see Dirty Hippo do well. How many podiums have Hippo and Benchwarmer each had this season, Dan? It can't be many.
Let's see. Benchwarmer was on the podium twice. Once in Barcelona, once in Las Vegas. consistently been in the points, especially Hippo. Only 3 times finishing outside the points. 4 times outside the points. He consistent points finisher. These two guys as a team this season have, they've kind of flown under the radar as a team.
Oh, a little bit of contact there between Benchwarmer and adversary. Which is connected the rear wheel there.
I wonder if there's a little bit of communication going on between the two Saubers saying, all right, time to get a move on because Rye has caught up to this pack as well. I remember at one point, Rye was about 4.5, 5 seconds adrift of this Kissy train. And Kissy was the 3-lap older tires. You can just see the difference in how much quicker 3 laps on these hard tires can be. And you look at it and you say, you're right, well, we got to get a move on, or else this Aston Martin behind us, it's not the one we've usually been worried about, but he's may as well just be as quick as the other guy. So, you're entertaining more people in the conversation. I wonder if at 1.2 there was a discussion between these two guys to maybe swap places just to see who could get past Kizzy and the Williams, but he's done a great job hanging on to this 3rd place and being ahead in just enough at the right time as all 4 of those cars open the rear wing, chasing down the Williams, and it's double DRS. They'll make the right-hand turn and then get a second dose of the drag reduction system heading down the hill. But,
well, as promised as well, Dan, back here in the middle of the pack, like I said, Rye has joined this train. So right now you've got 7th, 6th, 5th, 4th, and 3rd all connected to each other. The potential for a finish in the podium for all 4 of these, or 5, excuse me, of these fellas is higher than ever. Chizzy, though, hanging on for dear life. Dirty Hippo adversary Benchwarmer Rye, in particular Rye, GP2 champion, making his GP1 debut today. Absolutely praised by the fact that he can maybe kind of make the debut of a splash and finish 3rd. Right now, though, 18 laps in, 17 laps to go, halfway through this race tonight, Dan. I mean, I always ask Batty this. Still a long way to go, but you're kind of halfway point surprise and halfway point shock so far. Is this more you looking at someone and I'm surprised at how well they're doing, or looking at someone maybe like a Kemi now who's in 9th or a Surti or a Shadow Gunners and saying I'm surprised how bad they're doing? Who's your kind of high performer, low performer so far halfway through?
I think I expected maybe a little bit more out of Shadows tonight. He just got caught up in a few of his own mistakes, which can absolutely happen around here. It's so easy to just put the throttle down a little bit too soon and suddenly you're facing the wrong direction. But I am really impressed by Tilla in this race so far. I know he's 30 seconds adrift of Louis Welch, but so would the rest of the field.
Exactly.
In his position, but 17 laps on these tires. But if you have noticed, Aaron, things are about to get very, very interesting because Kizzy is lapping a second faster than Tilla on that last lap. He's going to catch the McLaren in 2nd place and bring this entire pack along with him.
Okay.
And we're going to have a
shootout for second
battle for 2nd place, and Tilla still needs to pit. So we're kind of getting to that point now where, I would expect Tilla in probably 1 more lap. If he's smart, he goes in here to prevent Kizzy from getting the DRS. But I don't know. I think he's very happy with how things are going so far because he can just take those mediums and just do 10 quali laps at the end if he feels like.
Well, more sad news for maybe some of the guys down lower in the pack. Fan favourite Shadows Gunner taking another 3-second penalty. Now up to 16 seconds for the night is the Red Bull. So continuing to struggle more and more does allow potentially TRC Victory to get into that top 10 and take a point or so if he can just keep himself nice and clean. For now, as you said though, we keep our eyes on Chizzy, Tilla. Like I said, this train very much caught up to them. It's one big line, and this is where the race starts to get a little bit interesting, Dan. And Chizzy, even more so, has made it interesting because a 3-second penalty now puts him so far back. Now look at the separation. He's going to be down in 7th if it stays like this.
Yeah, and that's the problem with sitting in these trains for so long is you make one mistake and everybody's either on your heels or already past you through a time penalty. So he's gonna need to figure something out. He doesn't have the tire offset. It's currently against him.
And that's a bad... Yeah, Rye's taking one now. There you go. It doesn't really do too much to him. I mean, he's still 6 seconds ahead of 8th, but that kind of maybe eliminates him from this conversation of getting into the podium, because it does feel like the majority of these boys tonight, Dan, have been pretty clean. A large portion of them going into the pits, though. So what do you make of that? You've got Chizzy going in, and you've also got Dirty Hippo going in. 14-lap-old or 15-lap-old and 12-lap-old hards, respectively. What are they going to be going on to is the question.
It's another set of mediums. Looks like, yep, for the Williams.
Hards for Chizzy and hards for Hippo. So fresh sets of hards. Okay. There you go.
Yeah. I wonder if Hippo's sat there saying, I'm just going to do what he does. I know how to overtake him. And has just sat behind him, knowing he needs to go in, but he had a 7-lap advantage on his tires. I mean, I don't really get that move from Hippo, if I'm being completely honest. That one doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but that kind of shortens up our train out front. The two McLarens are actually probably going to, if they can work together, as soon as, if Tilla can get a move on here and get Adversary to break the DRS behind, then he can just give Adversary DRS, head into the pits, and the McLarens are in great shape, but I don't think either of them have the pace to get away at the moment from Benchwarmer and Rye.
Well, the question is still, like you said earlier, well, there you go, Tilla making it seem 20 laps for Tilla is enough for him to make the pit. So, you would imagine, Dan, is going to go on to hards again. You think fresh set of hards?
He's got to go on to mediums.
Onto mediums, okay. Can his mediums survive 14 laps?
Yes.
Yeah, especially at this stage of the race, they definitely can. Again, the lighter cars. We've got Liam Y into the pit lane as well. We've got multiple cars into the pit lane.
Yep.
It's like Hippo pitted last lap, and he's come out right ahead of Tilla.
Do tell you, by the way, Dan, I'll tell you this much quickly to cut you off, interrupt you. I think the person that I think is in a great position here, Kemi. 14 laps to go, 6-lap-old hards. He can stay out on these hards.
Yeah. I mean, the call to stay out for 14 laps on those mediums at the start of the race, we're kind of scratching our heads saying, what's he thinking here? He's in a great spot now because he's got the tire all set on Rye. He's got the pace to catch him. And Adversary isn't too much farther up the road, and his tires are almost double the age of Kemi's. So, yeah, I think the Mercedes is in a great spot here. As Benchwarmer
takes another penalty. Well, I said that earlier on, these penalties weren't looking like they were going to be too heavy, but more of them now coming on. A reminder of the penalties so far, Dan. 3 seconds on Welch, 3 seconds on Rye, 3 on Chizzy, 16 on Shadow's Gunner, 6 on TRC Victory, and 3 on Benchwarmer. So, with 13 laps to go, who, in your opinion, is in a great position? Who, in your opinion, is in a bit of a troublesome position?
I think Adversary, seeing Rye go past him, might be in a bit of bother. I think a lot of these guys that pitted off of their medium tires, 9, 10, 11 laps into the race are probably kicking themselves right now, because I think Kemi has absolutely nailed it with the strategy. And we're going to look at Kizzy back there as well. Fresh hards. It's going to be 12 quali laps for the rest of the race for him. His Victory, another 3-second time penalty.
Let me float a strategy.
Oh, he's good off track as well.
Let me float a strategy your way here, Dan. 7 laps time, Kemi's hards are going to be on, 14-lap-old hards. Yeah. Chizzy's will be on 9-lap-old hards. Shadow's Gunner on 17, Hippo on 9. At that point, at lap 30, would it be wise for Adversary to pit and go onto softs and just try and speed through the last 5 laps?
Potentially, yeah. He's going to have to wade through a field of cars, though, that are not going to be going anywhere near as quick as he is. So,
it's impossible to overtake on this.
Yeah, Dan did say that.
It is to overtake here.
Why is that? Is that because it's just the narrowness of the track, or just because you have to be so careful?
It's Monaco without barriers.
Okay.
It's a very narrow track, and the corners are fast and furious around here. You really don't get a long straight, aside from the pit straight and kind of that downhill section in the very first sector, to really line up a move. You kind of have to almost sit behind a guy and wait for a mistake to happen.
Well, right now,
without the Monaco aura.
I think. Well, you know, let's get a little update on Hamp in GP2. How's GP2 looking, Hamp? Any incidents?
I'm having the most miserable time of my life. And I'm in 10th, so like, it's not a fun. It's not a fun track to race. Like, at all.
What about you, Matt? How's GP3 looking? Give us the comms. Give us some positive vibes there with GP3.
Well, there's been a few incidents. There's been some bumps and everything like that. You got at the moment. We've currently just got Neddy pitting from first to now it's Shadowed 80s in first place, but we've got 12 laps to go. Shadowed is on 13 lap old hards, and Neddy has just come in for fresh hards.
Okay.
So it could be an interesting one to see. Will Neddy be able to catch up, and will Shadow be able to? Is he going to pit again? Surely he has to pit again.
Dan, what do you? Quickly go back to this quickly before I cut you off there, Matt. Dan, what do you make of that? Ryan adversary both pitting just now, 12 and 13 lap old hards respectively, and they've gone back out there on fresh hards with 11 laps to go. Do you like that? Do you not like that?
Yeah, they're probably going to be kicking themselves. They're not on mediums right now. Tilla is absolutely flying.
Yeah, he is.
On this yellow striped tire. So, I think Rye's probably going to be in decent shape because he already has the Red Bull within his sights. Obviously, penalties, aside from that. But, yeah, I do kind of scratch my head at that one. I think they may look back at that later and say, maybe should have gone on that yellow walled tire.
Well, for now, very interesting, especially because Tilla had that time, well, not time, Tilla, Chizzy had that time penalty earlier on. Is it looking more and more likely, Dan, to be a Welch, Kemi, and Tilla podium tonight?
Tilla's got a lot of work to do, but he's on the right tire to do it. It's just a matter of now, does he have the pace to catch up to the Williams ahead? And, he's gaining a little bit, but not maybe as quickly as he would expect.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is that Kissy's going to regain some of that tire loss as this stint goes on, as Tilla's mediums fall away. So
fucking idiot, man.
So,
well, give us a walkthrough there, Hamp. What's happened?
Louis Welch just tried to dive bomb me on the fucking chicane because he has no fucking patience.
Yeah.
My race is done. Time to fucking DNF. Let's go.
Well, Rye there also taking another 3-second time penalty is TRC victory, Dan. I don't know if it's a retirement in the pits or if he crashed out. I don't know if you've caught that. Seems like a retirement in the pits. So
yeah,
right now,
in the pit lane.
Does look like Liam Wide tonight is going to manage to get points on the board. As that happened, though, Dan, another penalty for Rye takes him very much up to 6 seconds of time penalties now. So if there was any hope of him getting in that, podium on his debut, looks like it's disappeared. And it does look like now it's starting to become a little bit more of a clear picture for the top 3/top 5 of this grid tonight. Kemi, with 9 laps to go on 11 lap old hards, is really going to have to make a decision whether he pits or whether he wants to do some sort of strategy and change those wheels again. But
yeah, I think Tilla's in a bit of bother here. He's gotten the strategy right. The only problem is that it doesn't seem he's got the pace that the two Salvers behind him have. And as we mentioned before when telling you about Kissy, the tire differences we continue on in this race, get to the latter stages, is going to sway further and further towards those on the hard tires. So I do really have some concerns for Tilla here as we enter the final 8 laps of this race.
Well, 8 laps to go. Who's going to have the ability here to keep their calm, keep their nerve, and play this one smartly and intelligently? Right now, of course, we'll go back up top here. Louis Welch, he's got his smooth classical jazz on. There's no one behind him. This is the most brilliant way to win the championship, win a race, and prove your dominance here in a Hungary track, which he has absolutely made his own. For now, though, Kemi still leading the way in second. Chizzy trying to chase him down. Of course, he's got that 3-second penalty, which gives Chemi even more license to believe he can get a top 3 finish tonight. I agree with you though, Dan. I just wonder if you say Tiller got the strategy right. I'm a little bit jury's out. I think he's got to go another 8 laps on those mediums. I don't know if that's going to be something that he can sustain and maintain. I really don't.
Yeah, I almost wonder if he went too long on that first stint.
I think you're right. I was about to say that. I think you're absolutely right.
Didn't quite. We looked at Kemi. It was, what, 12 laps in, went into the pit lane. Currently sits P2. Tilla dragging them out as long as possible, trying to go for, the massive overcut, and it just has not paid off for him in this one. He hasn't had the pace. He hasn't been able to break the DRS of the Saubers behind him. And, I think these two, Hippo and Benchwarmer, are just kind of biding their time at the end of the race to both overtake him and get past. I know Bench has that penalty that he may want to kind of accelerate proceedings a little bit quicker than just the final lap. But, yeah, I think that Till has done the right thing, but it's happened in the wrong way. But the two Saubers might be a little interested in each other here.
Yeah, well, I don't know, because you got to think Benchwarmer's just got to probably let this happen because
side, yeah.
Because of the penalty, 3 seconds. Yeah, I don't know why. Why would he fight him though, Dan? He's got a 3-second penalty. Surely this makes no sense to you.
No, it doesn't, and it's a reprieve for Tilla a little bit, and it's also bringing Rye, right back into the picture, just as it was before with this train here. That's now led by Tilla instead of Chizzy. It's brought the Aston Martin back into the fold to spawn adversary back into the fold. This is the two Saubers fighting each other. The only person that's benefited is the two McLarens.
Well, we're in that kind of final penultimate stretch now, Dan. About 5 laps to go based on who you are and where you are. Conversation points on Tilla, conversation points on Kemi. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, again, we could be talking about potentially, Dan, tonight, the two German amigos in Kemi and Dirty Hippo having to battle each other to get 3rd position. That could be a bit of a civil war happening over there in Bavaria tonight. But as of right now, the grid looks like it's pretty much set for this final 5.
Right, lining up a move on Bench. He's down the inside in the turn 1. He's got the inside, and he's going to get squeezed by the other Saubers. They come down the hill. Looks like he's got the spot done. The other Sauber hanging around the inside. Oh, they're still wheel to wheel as they go into a corner. You can't be side by side.
Yeah.
The Aston Martin with the move done. Nice bit of work there from
took that one. Tell you what, Benchwarmer, I thought he was going to smash right into the back of Rye then. That was a really aggressive approach into that corner, but luckily no damage, no incidents there. As these drivers continue to hurry on round the track here.
Yeah, that corner that you were talking about is one of the most pinpoint corners on the entire counter. If you don't get it right, you're either spinning off into the grass or you're spinning off into the wall. You either cut it too early, you get a corner cut. You go too wide, you get a corner cut because you've gone off track. So, we're gonna look back at the two Saubers fighting, and it's definitely cost Benchwarmer here, and it might be about to cost Dirty Hippo as well, because Rye's lining up another move on the other Sauber.
Well, again, a quick reminder for those just coming in here on those penalties. So far, you've got 6... Oh, he's bumped him there, Dan. That was a bit of a bump from Rye. 6 seconds on Louis Welch. 3 seconds on Chizzy. 6 seconds on Rye, 3 seconds on Benchwarmer, 3 on Liam Y, and 6 on Shadow's Gunner. So, clean nights so far for Kemi, Tilla, Hippo, Adversary, and Surti. I think the question mark is now on Kemi. Can those tyres survive in the final 4 laps? Only time will tell. A quick update as well, in case you're interested, Dan, or even Hamp as well. 1 minute to go in the second quarter of the Vikings and the Steelers. Vikings have just got to pick. The Vikings are up 14-7. So a lot of VFL action in every facet of sport going on here tonight. What lap are you on, Matt?
I'm currently just going into lap 30 now.
Oh, you're pretty much right back on top of us then. That's cool.
Yeah.
What about GP2, Hamp? What lap is GP2 in?
I genuinely could not tell you.
They're on lap 31 as well.
Oh,
so.
dude, we are all lined up tonight. Well in, everyone.
Yeah.
GP 1, 2, and 3. That is great timing for everybody. Well, the kind of penultimate push now from the likes of Dirty Hippo, Tiller, and Kemi, who is looking like he's gone from Tiller completely. So maybe this kind of focal point here between Tiller and Dirty Hippo is what we're going to see. I mean, who do you like here better, Dan? 10 lap old mediums or 11 lap old hards?
I'm taking the 11 lap old hards. I think that Hippo just needs to find a way to close up the gap out of that final corner. If he's within 2-3 tenths of Tilla as they exit that final turn onto the pit straight, they're going to be in great shape to get past the McLaren finally. I don't know if there's going to be much of a charge to get to Kemi. 5 seconds up the road with just a couple laps to go. It's going to be that is a tall task. But Chizzy into the pit lane, and I think this may be...
Softs? It's got to be softs, surely, you think?
Yeah, he's going softs. I think he wants to just pound in a couple fast laps real quick, and maybe a waving of the white flag to the championship.
He's coming out of mediums. Well, there you go. That's an interesting one.
Well, yeah, can still... Oh, three-way battle here.
Yeah, that was a really tight corner.
I'm still working on it.
Oh,
Hippo's still
oh
involved.
God! Oi! Right there. Had a little, I mean, was anyone at fault there in particular there, Dan, or was that just too aggressive from Rye?
I think that's two guys looking that just both have their elbows out and are both fighting for the position. It's such a difficult corner because it's downhill braking into a left-hander, and it's so difficult, especially around the outside. If you have the inside line to that corner, you're in much better shape. But yeah, I think Rye's he's gonna say he was pushed off. Hippo's gonna say that he had the corner. But yeah, that one's gonna be 50-50 as it heads to the steward's room, I would imagine.
Oh, what an absolute throw, by the way, with the Pittsburgh Steelers. An absolute rocket ship of about 50-60 yards there into, I think it was number 10. I think that's Pat Fryermuth. I have no idea, but that's an absolute throw from the Steelers and Johnny there. 8 seconds remaining in the second quarter in the American football on the 3-yard line. The Steelers down by 7. Question marks from Tricks as to whether maybe he's going to go for 7 or if he's going to just take his 3. Just maybe one play and then he'll make a decision there. Back here, though, 2 laps to go, and what a night it's going to be a McLaren, Dan. 3rd and 4th at the minute. Doesn't look like they're going to concede those positions either. So, yeah, great racing from Adversary and Tiller, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, and again, I know I'm beating a dead horse here, but lap 25, the 2 Saubers trying to overtake each other brought Adversary right back into this race. Tilla held up the pack, let Adversary work his way through. We had the incident with Ryan and Hippo and Benchwarmer, and all of a sudden, Adversary is onto the podium because of the squabbling between the teammates. So,
yeah.
Tilla, ultimate team player here for McLaren, just letting his teammate through, and now holding up the rest of the field to just let Adversary get away, not give anyone a chance to potentially overtake the other Papaya car in front of them. So yeah, Tilla, you know, we've said, hey, you know, maybe the strategy wasn't quite it, but he's made up for it with a very nice team play there to get his teammate on the podium. I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, this is going to be Adversary's first podium.
Well, there you go. He deserves it. I mean, he has raced brilliantly the last couple of races. I will say today and last week he has been very, very good. So But there's a guy that deserves it tonight. He is up there. Hungary, looking like his golden track in terms of performance. Again, for people that are interested in the VFL American football as well, an interception just at the end of the first half, but it won't mean anything. Score at half-time going into the third quarter, 14-14. The Vikings and the Pittsburgh Steelers having a bit of a game there, so you have to catch that. Oh, that's not great for Dirty Hippo. Joins the penalty train, Dan. 3-second penalty on the final lap, which therefore rules him out of a top 5 finish. That's going to pretty much put him smack bang in 7th. So that last little slip of concentration, meaning that he finishes in the 7th position.
You wonder the penalties that Rye's going to carry into this. Chizzy's now gotten in front of Tilla, but I don't think that's going to matter too much with the
penalty
that Chizzy's carrying. Yeah. Final lap though, and I mean we've pretty much had an idea since the third and fourth race, since Nico left the league, that Louis Welch was going to dominate the field.
Yeah.
And speaking of domination, winning the championship clinching race by 1 minute and 7 seconds is a joke, by the way.
Yeah.
He's going to come across the line, and he's got it done. So, Louis Welch, GP1 champion. That's all 3 champions in all 3 tiers said and done. But yeah, it's been.
Again, I mean, listen. I think the thing is that there's a bit of sweetness to it. People are going to be happy to see Louis Welch go if he is going to leave here. Of course, I think Louis Welch knows that he is just a level above some of the talent in GP1, and that's fine. You got these guys that are super, super good at the game, and Louis Welch is in that kind of top 5%. But it does create a little bit of sadness as well. Such a great driver, losing him. Hopefully we get to see him on the grid at some point in the future. Said the same about the likes of, about Hughes 96. Well, about Dom Parry, we miss him as well. But listen, it creates a much more exciting competition at the end, at the start of season 2.
Adversary's had a moment. He's ghosting. He's very slow. I almost went, I wonder if he's out of fuel.
I think he is.
I wonder if Adversary's out of fuel.
I think he could be.
Oh, he's ghosting. He's going very, very slowly.
Yeah, he is going very slow, Dan. Yeah, Dan, look at he's got the red indicator for his fuel on my stream.
Yeah.
He's out of fuel. Oh, that is gutting, by the way.
Oh.
That is absolutely horrifying for Adversary. Out of fuel on the final lap, Dan. Is that anyone's fault but his, though?
No. I mean, there's not a whole lot you can do about that. I think he was definitely expecting a safety car at some point in this race. And with it being Hungary, you can understand why, but everyone kept it clean, and I know only 14 on the grid. Definitely less chance of a safety car to happen, but you got to feel for the guy's first podium just zipped
Snatched
away by.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, listen, I think you look at it from the good side and the bad side. It's a nightmare for Adversary, but what a bit of saving grace and what a good bit of fortune it is for who got third. Was it Tiller in the end?
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting to see because of all the penalties. Yeah, it will be Tilla.
There you go. So I mean,
Tilla from 11th. Yeah, from 11th on the grid to a podium spot. So
there you go. The sometimes people are just born lucky, perhaps you could say, with Tilla. And again, a big congratulations to Kemi as well. Again, great to see him finish in second. The German tonight having a great race indeed. But again, as Dan kind of echoed, Louis Welch, our champion, with a race to go. It will be a victory parade next week for him in the final race of the season. And we'll see if he can add one more bit of silverware to his collection. A big congratulations to Louis Welch, a big congratulations to Kemi, and a big massive commiseration, a big pat on the back, and a big hug to Adversary to be so close to your first podium, and then you run out of petrol, you run out of fuel. Is heart-wrenching. So commiserations to him tonight. Thank you to all of GP1, 2, and 3. We all started at the same time. We all pretty much finished at the same time. It was a really nice organized run through today. So yeah, back next week for the final race. Back tomorrow for VFL 202 inside the Octagon. And of course, we'll have some NFL games here and there for you, of course, over the week. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Big thank you to everyone involved. And of course, remember, any incidents tonight, submit them to the FIA. They will be reviewed and handled post haste. Take it easy.